Okay. Well, since I couldn't do the first part of the video and get it to you, and I'm still trying to get it switched to a format, you can see you get yet a second bonus, sticks. So take your cross, my cross is a little sideways. If you turn it sideways, then you've got a forward V and a backwards V. Again, when we start open, and when we grab the sticks, we always want like one hand length below. Some systems they don't. Some systems will hold it here, some all the way even up here. We like the puño or the butt end of the stick because we use it for different strikes, grabs, locks. I even block with it a lot. So there's a lot of advantages to it. But a drill we do is just kind of like rolling your hands here. This way, if you drop it and you pick it up, it's just natural. You've picked it up and you've got the puño still. So it's just kind of a rolling drill like that we do sometimes, which is good to get the distance down on where you're at. So whenever I say Alberta, it's open position. And female is the forward motion. A lot of ways to remember it. Males move backwards. Guys do everything backwards, right? So that's the way to remember it. So female goes forward. If I'm going off on a forward V or the male backwards V, I'm just coming out and coming back. So again, this is the female triangle that we're coming out. Male triangle, we're going backwards. We come up and we go back. So this is like the basic one we teach first. Sometimes I'll step forward and then come back. Look at it just like a clock. If that's 12, you're looking at 1:30 and 10:30 and backwards. So female is really the basic ones that we're doing all the time for you in class, and the male. Look at yourself when you're training here at the gym. The numbering system's not like we fight in a numbered pattern, but it's used to learn the specific quadrants for a specific block or a specific counter. So when you're working this and you're looking in the mirror, try and focus on the temple. Everybody's gonna like flare out this way, but in reality that's like hitting down here, hitting here. So these are different angles and we have to change. We do different blocks. Not like you can't block and defend that way. There's lots of ways to do that. It's just we wire in specific drills at specific angles. So it's good to, when you start working that, just kind of step off, keep the elbow locked in, real tight, and then think you're hitting the temple. And again, you're using that waist rotation and that pivot. Now, if you're pivoting on the balls of the feet, kind of watch my waist. If I don't move the balls of the feet, I'm kind of still stiff when I'm turning in. I would be more like this, okay? And my waist isn't really moving. If I'm pivoting on the ball of the foot, you see that extra rotation that's coming through. So this is what you're wanting when you're hitting. And again, you're hitting from the temple and through. Again, if you're not turning the waist, or you're not pivoting on the balls of the feet, and you're just turning the waist, you're hitting like here. And see, I probably haven't crossed the center line. Nope, I haven't. And my whole hip is locked out. But if I pivot, okay, from the lock position, if I pivot, see I've crossed that center, and that's what you want. So when you're stepping out, step just like you're throwing a jab or a cross, right? We pivot. All right, so you're pivoting again when you're striking to the temple. And then bring it back. Work on bringing it. Some people are gonna like do this stuff, but if you wire that in and we're stick sparring, you're gonna get hit, and be knocked out. So step, hit, and retract, because this is in reality a block, or blocks are coming out this way, or this is still up here for your shield. So hit it in and work on retracting it back in, and then step off the other way and hit the temple and bring it right back. So it doesn't have to be fast. Everybody's going fast, but they're already used to it. So just step offline, take your time, see the temple, you're visual, you like to watch the stick, that's fine in the beginning. Just and come back. So you should actually see it clearing past your temple and coming to the other side of your head. Right? And then bring it straight back in. Same thing when you're doing the male triangle when we're going backwards. So when you step back this time, again, pivot out, and you'll come to the far end of the axe, as opposed to if I'm just stepping back, okay, I'm still here. Again, my center line is here, so I'm still in this left quadrant over here, but my stick is way out here, as opposed to when I pivot, I'm way over here, so my center line is here, and I've cleared this distance as opposed to when I don't pivot and I'm over here. So when you're stepping back on the male, you come back and you hit, and you strike the temple. And again, bring it back in the beginning. Step back with the right foot, and again, pivot out, and back in. So we step back, pivot, come forward, step back, pivot, forward, back, pivot, forward. A lot of people are going to leave their arms out, or they're just going to swing down or out. See, that's nowhere near the target line. That would be like hitting like down here or something if I was hitting. So again, just look, take your time, and see where it's going, come back, and go back through, and come back out. We'll step back off, and come back through, and come in. So again, if I go female, which is forward, strike through, and strike through. If I'm going backwards, I step back, I strike, I pivot, I come back, I strike, and pivot, and come forward. So that's just it. Your high line, midline, low line is sort of like if I'm coming forward, I'm hitting the temple, the elbow, and downward towards the knee or the thigh, and the knee or the thigh. Same thing with when I'm stepping off. So a lot of times we do it one by one, but if I'm just doing one side, it's temple, elbow, knee, and knee. A lot of times we step it off and do one hit per side. So that'd be like your temple hit, and this is your temple hit. This is your elbow hit, and this is your elbow hit. And this is the low, either thigh or knee, depending where we're striking down. See, there's a little lunge. I've got a small bend right there, right when I connect, and come back in, and I pivot again, and connect. Same thing if I'm going backwards. If I step back left, I hit right, temple, and then step back right, hit left, temple, step back left, hit right, elbow, step back right, hit left, elbow, step back left, hit right, knee, step back right, hit left, knee. So that's what we call Alberta, but that's actually cob, where we're hitting like this.